Hello everyone, welcome to Come Sit at My Table. We're Tom and Melissa, and we sure do appreciate that you're here with us for this video today. We are going to make fried chicken sandwiches. Now, it's just the two of us here today, so I'm only doing one chicken breast, and you'll see why in just a minute. But this recipe can actually do up to 3 or 4 chicken breasts. So if you need more than 2 sandwiches, you can use this very same recipe, just use the number of chicken breasts you need, and you won't have to increase the flour and other ingredients. You can do at least 3, maybe 4 with the amount of egg and flour. All right, let's talk about what you're going to need. You need 1 chicken breast for 2 sandwiches. And that's because we are going to slice that chicken breast into 2 cutlets. We're going to cut it horizontally into a top and bottom half, and that will make 2 sandwiches for us. So 1 breast for every 2 sandwiches you need. You're also going to need 2 eggs that we will beat up to dip your chicken in. We'll do that in just a minute. You're going to need 2 cups of self-rising flour, and you do need to use self-rising. It just works better for the chicken coating. Into that self-rising flour, you need to put 2 packets of Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning. Now, I don't have packets. I have this tub that we bought at Costco, but each packet has 2 tablespoons. So since we need 2 packets, that's going to be 4 tablespoons. So I'm going to put 4 of those into our self-rising flour. All right. Now, you also need salt and pepper. And we need 1 teaspoon of salt. So we'll just sprinkle that in. And ½ teaspoon of pepper. So we'll just sprinkle that in. Now you're also going to need some paprika. Just ½ teaspoon is all you need. So let's just get that out. This is a teaspoon, so I'll just fill it about half full. We'll put that in. And that's really all we need to make the sandwiches. Now, of course, if you're going to make a sandwich, you need buns. I'm not trying to advertise for anybody. They certainly aren't paying me to do this. But we really like these Sara Lee Artisanal bakery buns. We think they're really good. So that's our favorite, and that's what we're using today. All right, you are going to need a cookie sheet that is covered with parchment paper or wax paper or plastic wrap, something, so that your chicken can lay on there and rest between being dredged in the flour and being ready to cook it. It does need to lay on a cookie sheet or on something so that that egg and flour mixture will adhere to it better in the hot oil. If you dredge it and put it straight into the pan, that breading's just going to kind of fall off. So you do need to let it rest for 5 to 10 minutes. So after we fix our chicken, we'll put it on here and let it rest while our oil is getting hot. Okay, let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is cut our chicken into cutlets. You're just going to have to kind of judge where about halfway is and start cutting your chicken in half. And if you put your hand on top of it, you can kind of feel where that knife is so that you can go right down through it. Okay, so now we have 2 halves. Let me put this in the sink, get rid of it. I have a frog in my throat. I don't know what in the world's happened to me. Now, we are going to take each cutlet and put it into a Ziploc bag. I'm going to wash my hands. Had to get that chicken off of me. All right, so we're going to zip this shut, and I'm just going to use a mallet to pound this out. You want it to be an even thickness all the way across, and you want it to be about 1/4 inch. Now, you don't want to use, if yours has a sharp pointy end on it, you sure don't want to use that. That'll poke holes in your bag. You want the flat end. But you're going to have to do some pounding. because you want this pounded out to about 1/4 of an inch thickness. All right, let's check it and see. I don't think that's down quite far enough, so I'm going to pound that side down a little bit more. And the reason that you want to do this is because you want your chicken to cook evenly all the way through as it cooks. If you have a thick side and a thin side, this side will not get done by the time this side starts to burn. So you just want to pound it out so that it's an even thickness. And we have found over the years as we've done this that about 1/4 of an inch is the right thickness for it. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I think that'll work. You know what, I'm gonna get another bag. But since I'm only doing 2 today, I'm going to use separate bags. Okay. You want the air out of there so that you can really pound those out. All right. If you don't have a mallet like this to use to pound with, you can use a rolling pin. You can use a can of green beans. You know, whatever you have that is heavy enough that you can pound with, go for it. But this mallet makes really short work of it. I think that's pretty good. And it looks pretty even to me. Okay, so let's get rid of our cutting board. Now we need to beat our eggs. And you know, you can just do this with a fork. You don't need a hand mixer or anything like that. You just want to beat it up enough so that those egg whites aren't in strings. And so you can dip your chicken in it and get a nice even coating. It just takes a few seconds. I think I did okay, but I almost sloshed them out there. Actually, I think I just did.
As soon as you were saying.
Yeah, just as soon as I said I didn't slosh any out, I did. Okay, so we're going to leave that there. We're going to mix up our salt, pepper, Hidden Valley Ranch, and paprika into our flour. We just want that mixed really well. And you can see this is quite a bit of flour. If I was just doing this and not videoing, I would have cut this way down. But I just want you to have the full recipe. So I just went ahead and did it. But this will easily do 3 or 4 chicken breasts, which would be 6 or 8 cutlets. If you're only doing 1 or 2 chicken breasts, feel free to cut it in half. It'll be fine. Okay. So, we're going to do what I call double dipping. We're going to go into the egg. We want to make sure that's coated really well on both sides. Make sure it's up around the edges too. I just like to move it around so it kind of comes up on the edges. And then we're going out of the egg. We'll let it drip off for just a minute because you don't want too much of that excess egg in your flour. So let it drip for just a minute. Then we'll go into the flour. We're going to just put some of that flour up on our chicken breast. Okay, and just press down lightly. You want it to stick well, and you want to make sure it's all covered. I don't know if you can see right here, Melissa, but there's like a fold in there. Make sure you get it inside of all that. You want to make sure everything's covered. Turn it over. See all those little cracks and crevices? We want to get flour in all of that. Just want to make sure it's covered really well, and then just gently press it down. Okay. Now we're going to double dip. We're going right back into that egg. First side. Second side.
It's going to be really huge pieces.
Yes, it is. They are when you pound them out like that. All right. And we're going right back into the flour again. This is what makes that really nice coating on your chicken pieces. So right back up on top of that chicken with our flour mixture.
Never put it in a baggie.
I did try it in a baggie one time. I just didn't like the way it came out. I didn't like the baggie got kind of nasty with the egg all over it. I didn't care for the way it worked.
Didn't coat as well.
Nope. All right, so we'll do the second side again. You just want to make sure that it is covered well. And I'll just tell you, you're going to get some on your countertop. It is going to fly away on you. That's okay. You're cooking. You're making a mess. You're not making a mess in the kitchen. Something's wrong. I'm going to put some flour right up in these little cracks and crevices. Make sure it's all coated really well. Press down again. Okay. Now we just need to let this rest. We're going to shake off the excess flour, put it over there, and let it rest. Now I'm going to do the second chicken cutlet, and we'll put it on the cookie sheet and let it rest too. Once they have rested for a while and we have our oil hot, by the way, we are using Wesson canola oil, my favorite. We'll put about 1/2 inch in the skillet, and once it has gotten hot and ready for us to fry, we'll come back and let you see us put the chicken in. So we'll be back real soon. All right, if you look closely here, you can see that the flour has kind of disappeared in spots. That's because it has kind of soaked into that egg and adhered to the chicken cutlet. So that's what is going to make our crust really good. That's exactly what you want it to look like before you put it into your skillet. So we have our oil hot. Let me show you the way to check to see if your oil is ready. If you take a pinch of flour and drop it in, it should start to sizzle and cook when it hits the bottom. That way you know that it's ready to start frying. All right, so in we go. I'm not sure that we can get both of these in here because these are huge. I told Melissa I think they're Tyrannosaurus Rex breast. Yeah, maybe we can. Okay, so one goes in. I have to squeeze them together. Let me just hold on to this. Okay, and this one goes in. Now, we're going to let these fry exactly 3 minutes on the first side. I'm going to set my timer. We'll let them fry 3 minutes. Then we're going to flip them over and let them fry 3 more minutes. If we feel like they're not quite done, we will do 1 more minute. Actually, I'm probably going to do 3 minutes and check it. If I feel like it's not brown enough, I'll do 1 more minute. Then flip it over and do 3 more minutes. Check it. If it's not enough, I'll do 1 more minute. So 3 to 4 minutes on each side. You really don't want to flip them back and forth much because you don't want to tear that breading off there. All right, we're going to let these fry. After they're done on the first side, we'll flip them, continue frying them. When they're finished, we'll come back and show you what they look like. Our chicken fried for exactly 3 minutes on the first side. We flipped it over and we have fried it for another 3 minutes on this side. Now, I do want to tell you that as soon as it started frying really well, I turned it all the way down to number 2 on our gas stove. So it's down almost to low. All right, let's get this out of here. And we are going to put it on a paper towel lined plate. That one looks pretty good. I think it might need just another few seconds. Okay, So, Melissa and I like our chicken sandwiches pretty plain. All we put on it is some Chick-fil-A sauce and some hamburger dill slices. Now, if you like lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, whatever you like, put it on there. Make it your own. This is what we like. We just use Chick-fil-A sauce and pickles. All right, let's see how this looks. What do you think, Mama? Does it look pretty good?
It does look really nice.
Okay. So they're both out. We'll turn our fire off. And we will build our sandwich. Now, these are huge chicken breasts. I'm not sure that we can put one on a bun. It might swallow that bun. But we're going to try. That is going to be really hot.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to cut mine in half.
Yeah, I'll probably cut mine too. It'll just make it easier. Okay, we're going to put a little Chick-fil-A sauce on here.
A little?
Okay, a lot. It's good.
I know. It's really good. I agree.
I'm just going to admit that I will put some Chick-fil-A sauce on the side and dip my sandwich in it as I eat it too. There's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely not. That's why they make them in little tubs at the Chick-fil-A store.
That's exactly right. Okay. I did turn that off, yeah. Now, we just can't do a chicken sandwich without dill pickle slices, right? This is what makes it really good as far as I'm concerned. If you don't like pickle slices, then don't use them. You make it the way you like it. That's what I'm going to do. Okay.
I won't go with nearly that many pickles. I like pickles, but not that many.
I love the pickles on it. When we go to Chick-fil-A, I always say, could I get some extra pickles on the side, please? And then I pile them up. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to cut that. I don't think there's any way in the world I can do that without cutting it. But isn't that a pretty sandwich?
Looks delicious.
It does, doesn't it? Because it is. All right. Cut that right down the middle. Okay. There we go. I'm not sure I can take a bite of this, honestly. I think it's going to be too hot. You want to see that?
Sure.
Yum-o. This is our meal today. And it's a good one. Right here. I'm taking this corner. That is so good. Wow. It's better than you'll get in a restaurant. Might have to have more than one sandwich.
That's going to be a lot once you start eating.
You're right. Thank you so much for watching our video. I really do hope you will try this. Sorry. I need a napkin. I really do hope you will try this. It's a great chicken sandwich. And the breading on it is really good. We do appreciate you watching. If you would, please go right below the video. Give us a thumbs up. Just says you liked our video. If you've not already, we sure would appreciate you clicking that subscribe button and the little notification bell next to it and the word all. That just allows you to always be notified when we post a new video. Remember that right below this video, you will see the title of the recipe. If you click where that title is, it will expand a box. And Melissa always puts the written recipe in that box so that you'll have it written down if you want to copy and paste it and print it, or so you can always come back and find the recipe if you want it. Also, our contact information is in the box below that recipe. All right. Thank you for the kind comments. We really appreciate those. Melissa tries to read them, and she's trying hard to respond to them, but it's become a job to respond to all of them. So we do appreciate the kind comments. And we want you to remember, you are always welcome to come sit at my table. Have a great day.